Welcome to European Railway, the DVD magazine for the continental enthusiast. In this programme, we travel to Switzerland with a look at activity around the station at Spiez. A visit to Germany to witness narrow gauge steam action. A journey to Poland to look at mainline action to the east of Katowice. Dijon in northeastern France is a busy location for both passenger and freight services. We look at the action to the north of Gevry Yard. And finally, we return to Germany to witness diesels in action to the east of Kempten and the stunning mountain scenery on the branch to Fussen. We begin our programme in Switzerland as we call into the town of Spiez, which is situated at the beginning of the famous Lötchberger main line running into Italy. The town is located next to Lake Thunersee and is around 38 kilometres south of Bern. We sampled operations from two vantage points, one to the north and the other to the south of the main platforms and passenger buildings. Operations to be seen here are a mixture of BLS services and those from the state-owned SBB. Trains run south to serve Interlaken and onwards towards Brieg through the new Lötchberg base tunnel, as well as the old route via Kandersteg. In this view, SBB-owned 460-086 heads north out of the station at the head of the 0700 Interlaken to Basel on Friday the 28th of June 2013. At the south end of the station, Class TEA electric tractor number 245022 shunts passenger stock into the nearby BLS depot. Gone are the days when the line hosted such iconic locomotives from classes AE57, AE68, AE44 and AE88. Privately owned AE68 number 208 is glimpsed on the far right as 460-051 has charge of the 0649 from Brieg to Romanshorn. The same train departs from the north of the station just a few minutes later. Meanwhile, tractor number 022 is seen taking 3 carriages into the south end of the station at just after 7:30. The rear 2 coaches are used on the Rollende Autobahn lorry shuttle trains, which are a common sight on this line. You can still see old-style BLS trains at work on services between Zweisimmen and Interlaken. These are powered by Class RE442 electric locomotives dating from the early 1980s, normally in the number series 191 to 195. The last member of the class is in charge of this empty working from Zweisimmen to Spiez. A busy scene here as number 022 continues with its shunting duties and is passed by RE442 electric number 177, piloting class 465 number 009 on a northbound intermodal working. This is then passed by 460 052 at the head of the 062 Zurich to Brieg. (460-052) is seen once more, soon after departing the station. Next stop is Visp. SBB took over the operations of long-distance passenger services from BLS in 1998, in a deal which led to the BLS taking over the entire standard gauge workings of the Bern S-Bahn. The new Class 535 Lötchberger units were delivered from 2008 to provide a new Regio Express service over the old Lötchberg Summit line via Kandersteg. Within a few minutes the train was followed by 485020 and 016 on a northbound Ruhrländer Autobahn working. The lead locomotive will be detached here in the station yard. Unit number 123 enters the station from Zweisimmen, where it will join with the service from Brieg. The BLS is likely to be the first operator to try out the new Class 187 last mile locos, such as the one seen here. Built by Bombardier and designated TRAXX F140 AC, the locos are able to use electric traction under the wires, then a small diesel engine allows them to shunt in non-electrified sidings or to run short distances on non-electrified routes. The company rail pool is to lease 3 of them to BLS. The BLS acquired the private operator Regionalverkehr Mittelland in 2006, and the freight section of this company became Crossrail. Today, Crossrail's locomotives are an everyday sight on this line, mainly piloting intermodal or container workings. Number 485020 has reached the depot for a well-earned rest. The loco even appears to fall asleep as it enters the shed. ETR 610 tilting units are used on services between Basel and Italy and between Geneva and Italy. This is set number 14, arriving with the 0631 from Basel to Milano Centrale. Three Class 535s arrive with a combined service from Bern to Brieg and Zweisimmen. The train will split here, with the rear unit forming a service along the branch towards Zweisimmen. Golden Pass trains also operate between Zweisimmen and Interlaken. This one arrives with 1970 built Class 425 number 167 powering at the rear. German ICE train sets are a common sight here, working numerous trains between Germany and Interlaken. Top and tailing the 0538 from Romanshorn to Brig are Class 460s number 041 and 084. Number 041 can be seen in a Swiss Red Cross advertising livery celebrating 150 years of caring for people in need. Spiez is also the maintenance point for many of BLS's on-track plant, such as this one seen here. It is also a stabling point for works trains operating on the northern part of the main line, and numerous examples can be seen parked in and around the station area. Just to the southeast of the town, good views can be had of trains travelling on the line out to Interlaken. Returning with the 0908 service from Interlaken to Zweisimmen is BLS locomotive number 167. With the maintenance depot in the background at the foot of the hill, our last sequence shows the 0759 from Basel, powered at the rear by 460 002. We will return to this area in a future edition of European Railway, looking at the lines radiating around the town of Interlaken, including the line to Spiez running along Lake Thunersee. Located in this picturesque part of Germany lies a number of steam-operated narrow gauge lines, and it is one of these, the 750mm gauge Fichtelbergbahn, which we look at now. The railway runs from the standard gauge junction at Kranzhal to the ski resort town of Oberwiesenthal, a distance of just over 17 kilometres. The map shows our filming locations in order of appearance. Our visit was made on Saturday, the 6th of July 2013. We begin at Kranzhal as we follow the 10:02 departure for Kurort Oberwiesenthal, powered by one of the line's 210-2 tanks, number 99785. There are usually 2 steam locomotives at work on any given day. Second stop along the line is the station at Neudorf, situated in an area popular with hikers and in the winter, skiers. Today the line is operated by the Saxon Steam Railway Company, which was set up as a subsidiary of the BVO Bahn, established in 1998 in order to take over operations from DB, which itself assumed responsibility of the line from the Deutsche Reichsbahn in 1994. The station here is 4.5 kilometres from Kranzhal and is ideally located along the main road if you are following the trains by car. From here, the gradient of the line increases to 1 in 33, as the route climbs up into the Fichtelberg forest. This is the station at Kretzam-Rotenzima. Number 99785 was built for the Deutsche Reichsbahn in 1954 by the Orenstein and Koppel Company at its Babelsberg works, which had then been renamed the Lova Locomotive Plant Karl Marx by the German Democratic Republic. Locomotives have to work hard on this stretch of line before they begin the descent down into the Pulebach Valley. Our next calling point is the station here at Hammer unter Wiesenthal, some 13 kilometres along the line from Kranzal. The track is close to the border with the Czech Republic, the boundary of which runs along the river which is just to the east of the fields of cut grass that are seen on the right as the train passes. The station here was once the focus of the line's main freight traffic, which saw up to 30 standard gauge freight wagons arrive each day, carried on transporter wagons, and which served a local stone quarry. The traffic ceased in the mid-1990s, although the quarry still remains open. 3.5 kilometres further on, and the train crosses the 110 metre long, 23 metre high steel viaduct on the approach to the terminus at Oberwiesenthal. As the train draws to a stop, you can just make out the chairlifts above the carriage roofs, used for taking skiers to the top of the Fichtelberg, which gives the railway its name. Modern locomotive and carriage storage buildings have been built here to serve the line stock, and it is the main base for the railway. Arriving steam locomotives draw up to the coaling stage before returning to Kranzhal. The line normally has 5 steam locomotives based on it for its everyday operations. 1 or 2 are sometimes loaned out to other railways for special gala events. The line also sees visiting locomotives for its own special occasions. Local volunteers enjoy the summer sunshine at the depot's impressive staff facilities. As already mentioned, 2 steam locomotives are normally at work operating their trains on any given day. It's now time to catch up with the other train as it approaches the station at Wierenstrasse. Number 991741 is normally found working on the Weißeritz Valley Railway south of Dresden, which is also operated by the Saxon Steam Railway Company. The line was devastated by floods in 2002 and it is yet to fully reopen. Built in 1928, the locomotive calls here at Wierenstrasse with the 1323 service from Kranzhal. The station here is extremely popular with tourists and hikers visiting the area, and it is their business that is the principal moneymaker for the railway, which has increased in popularity since the dark days of the early 1990s, when the railway was almost dismantled. We see the train leaving the station, and it is then followed by a superb view of the train in the forest above Kriegsam-Rotenzimmer. Eventually, after an hour's journey, number 991741 arrives at the terminus before being uncoupled and running onto the shed for fuelling and watering. As with all the Saxon narrow gauge steam lines, these can be the highlight of any enthusiast's visit to the country, and we believe should be included in a trip wherever possible. Travelling east once more, and we enter Poland and the industrial region around Katowice. This area is busy with scores of lines and sidings to the east of the city. We cover two lines, one heading northeast and the other linking the city with the steelmaking area around Kraków. Starting in the north, we are just west of the town of Wolbrom on the standard gauge line to Kielce, along which the Russian gauge LHS railway parallels the route. Freight traffic outnumbered the passenger services seen in the 2 hours we were next to the line. Heading east is electric locomotive number ET221116 on what we believe is a set of empty sand wagons. The non-electrified LHS single track line is in the foreground. Number 1116 is currently allocated to the depot at Tarnowskie Góry. All trains slow for the ungated road crossing. Number EN 571468 eases over the road with the 1538 Katowice to Siedlce. Passenger trains at best are usually hourly along this line. When this film was taken on Wednesday the 16th of May 2012, the unit was allocated to Katowice. At the end of that year, it was transferred to Poznan. The unit dates from 1982. Traffic on the LHS ranges from between 9 to 15 trains per day, although this is subject to variation depending on traffic demands. Class ST44 and the rebuilt ST40s provide the motive power for the line. Seen heading east on a train load of empty iron ore wagons are ST44 2018 and 2026. ET41071 heads a loaded coal train destined for the power station at Radom. Following along behind are TEM2 160 and SM42 2034, belonging to private operator Cmet SA Group, which operates train loads for companies involved in the cement and construction industries. The locos are running light to the cement works at Oschelf. Ten minutes later, an ST44 2021 and 2059 are also seen running light engine. We now travel around 30 kilometres to the south and to just west of the town of Katowice, on the line between Katowice and Kraków. This route is much busier than the previous one, with more frequent local passenger, intercity and freight services. Heading west we see electric unit number EN71002. This unit, built in 1976, is based at Kraków. Following along behind is this Class 186, number 276, operated by Lotos Kolej and leased from Railpool. The mainly Gdansk-based company is a prolific operator in Poland, hauling numerous trains of tank wagons. Ten minutes later, and one of PKP Cargo's workhorses, number ET221146, from Lublin depot, heads a loaded coal train west. EU 07015 heads the 0816 from Kraków to Szczecin. Long-distance trains such as this run every hour in each direction. This is ET22906 on a westbound working. Note the coal in the wagons which has been whitewashed, to give an easy indication if any of the load has been stolen whilst in transit. We now travel a few kilometres to the west and to the small town of Dulova, as EP 07103 heads east with the 2050 overnight sleeper train from Świnoujście to Kraków. Occasional passenger trains turn up with freight sector ET22 locos on front, such as number 833 seen here with the 0511 from Samishi Gluvna to Jelenia Góra. Between 2 and 4 local services can be expected each hour, dependent on the time of day. The main freight flows are steel-related trains to and from the massive steelworks to the east of Kraków. Here ET 22092 from Gdynia Shed heads east past the camera. This is a fairly busy line and sees a reasonable variety of motive power as well as different train types. In this section we concentrate ourselves on the tracks to the north of Dijon's Gevry yard. Situated in the northeastern segment of France, the area is the junction of a number of main lines and has traditionally been a busy spot for both passenger and freight. The yard is situated to the south of the city on the main line south to Lyon via Mâcon. Our filming locations were to the west of and within the turnaround loop known as the Racket, to the north of the main reception yard. We begin on the overbridge which spans the main line towards Chalon-sur-Saône and onwards towards Mâcon. As BB 25500 electric number 25688 heads south with the 1650 from Dijon to Chalon. These locomotives are probably the most sought after in the Dijon area, as they face withdrawal from service in the very near future. Number 25639 heads another service in the opposite direction. Moving to the overbridge in the centre of the Racket loop line, we see these two BB 69400s on a trip freight for Gevry yard. SNCF used the BB 69400s for short-haul freights in this area, and numerous examples can be seen in and around the yard during the day, either working trains or running light to and from Dijon-Périgny depot. SNCF's hold on freight traffic in France has dropped considerably over the years, and it has shed much of its wagon load involvement. It now concentrates on block train loads and container traffic, such as seen here behind a northbound 26119, avoiding the yard on the main line. BB 7239 is on the rear of this, the 1513 Lyon to Paris service. Some of the local services between Dijon and Chalon-sur-Saône are worked by electric multiple units, such as this Z27500. This is one of the busiest places for freight in northeastern France, with several movements observed each hour. Seen on its way back to Périgny depot is 26223, having arrived in the yard on a southbound freight. The class are quite common in this area, with Périgny depot having over 150 of them allocated there for heavy maintenance. This example is seen heading south on the east side avoiding line. The main line to the west of the yard is the busiest for movements, with around 10 passenger and 2 freight services noted each hour in the peak times. This is TGV set number 20, one of the original batch built between 1978 and 1986. (69-420) and (69-453) head towards the yard from the north. Both of these locomotives have been refurbished with MTU engines, replacing their original SACM MGO designs. They are seen passing BB 67226, one of 80 used on TGV line ballast trains and emergency rescue duties. Back onto the main line now, and 25654 powers this, the 1646, from Chalon-sur-Saône to Dijon local stopping service. Eurocargo Rail also used their Class 186 TRAXX MS electric locomotives on the car trains. Here number 312 heads north. Being pulled south on the avoiding line is a rather grubby 67235, another one of the 80 class members allocated to TGV ballast and rescue duties. Hired to SNCF subsidiary VFLI, Class 66 number DE6313, heads north with a trainload of stone. The loco is one of 4 originally ordered for Crossrail Benelux, but like the rest was never used until being hired to VFLI. SNCF has very few of its own freight trains leaving the yard. Here 26223 heads a northbound mixed freight bound for the yard at Wappie in Metz. Note the loop line as the camera swings around. Taking the eastern avoiding line is 27031 on a southbound mixed freight. The height of the crops in the field obscured the bottom half of the loco as it travelled by. A much better view of trains would be had here in the winter months, when the fields would be empty. Tri-voltage Class 37000, number 033, belonging to leasing company Akiem, itself part of SNCF Geodis, an offshoot of state operator SNCF, heads a southbound container train. Another private operator is Europort, previously Veolia Cargo France, and now a subsidiary of Eurotunnel. Another Class 37000 variant, number 503, one of 18 operated by the company, heads north. Owned by CB Rail, BB 37525 heads a northbound train of hoppers at just after 9 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th of June 2013. Finally, heading in the opposite direction, we see one of Eurocargo Rail's Voslo G2000s on a southbound oil train. Although freight traffic levels have dropped compared to years gone by, today you can still see 5 or 6 movements each hour on the northern approach to Gevry Yard, and is still a popular train watching location for European enthusiasts. We return to Germany once more, and to the diesel-operated lines to the east of Kempten, as well as the single track down to Fussen. Located in southern Germany, close to the Alps, the area is popular with photographers keen to sample mainline diesel locomotives hard at work. We begin just south of Kempten, before journeying east on the main line towards München, where many of the Class 218s operate, before venturing down onto the branch serving Fussen, to see further examples working trains to and from München. We begin on a wet Saturday the 29th of June 2013, as 218, 445 and 405 head south through the closed station at Haga with the 1833 München to Zurich. The following day saw much better weather, as a pair of Class 612 tilting diesel units head west near Wilspolsried with the 0718 from Nürnberg to Oberstdorf. Climbing the Gunstacker Stiege is 223064, powering the 0800 Lindau to München. In the opposite direction, Class 218 number 454 rolls down the grade heading towards Kempten with the 0852 from München. Two and 8471 heads west with a service for Lindau. During the latter part of May to the first week of July, Zurich to München Eurocity services are diverted onto this line from their normal route via Memmingen. These are booked to be worked by a pair of Mühldorf-based locomotives, such as numbers 218405 and 445, powering train EC 191 from Zurich. Moving a couple of kilometres to the north, and a pair of Class 612 units lean into the curve. The long curve north of the village of Reinhardsried offers some great photo opportunities, as we see here with 218454 returning with the 1138 departure from Kempten. This is the scene taken from the road bridge at Goorvans. On the other side of the bridge, this view can be had of eastbound trains. Highlight for this session was the sight of 218, 463 and 423 powering train EC 194, the 1212 from München to Zurich. Swinging around the corner at Ruderatzhofen is 218, 487, with through coaches from the 0710 from Hamburg to Oberstdorf. We now move south to the Fussen branch and to the station at Leutersach, as 218, 462 powers at the rear of this, the 1635 from Fussen to München. The train is seen climbing out of the valley of the river Lobach. Our next scene shows 218, 475, just after leaving Marktoberdorf, as it heads the 1552 from München. We now move south towards Fussen, close to the Hopfensee, as the 1703 from Augsburg approaches the camera at one of the classic scenic locations on the line. Returning to the main line once more, and we are again at Gorvans, as 218454 heads west with the 1452 from München. The curve at Reinhardsried offers this view of 223063 with a train for Lindau and Oberstdorf. Another great view, this time of 218423 and 463 at the head of the 1316 from Zurich. And finally in this programme we return to the Fussen branch, as 218475 heads north shortly after leaving Ensenstetten, with the 1806 from Fussen to München. We would like to thank you for watching this edition of European Railway.